As girls, they may have been made of sugar and spice and everything nice, but as women, they were pure evil. Welcome to MrRU.com, and today we're counting down our picks for top 5 evil women in history. Number 5. Levvenia Fischer has the dubious distinction of being the first female serial killer in the United States, or at least the first one to grip to the public consciousness and earn the title. Her killings were so long ago, though. She was born circa 1792 and died in 1820, that records about her youth and origin are lost. She and her husband owned and operated a hotel in Charleston, South Carolina, in the early 19th century.
Messengers for the devil. The old city jail is said to be haunted by an infamous woman in white, whom many regard as America's first female serial killer. This beautiful 20-something has tan skin and piercing green eyes, black hair, and a sinister gaze. Seeking revenge upon the descendants of her persecutors, she scratches men.
I just felt a burning sensation, and I looked down, and I turned on my flashlight, and I see there's 2 scratch marks on my knee.
I sat in the white chair right by the window, and then I felt a burning sensation on my back, and that was there. It's kind of like a sunburn, like when you get slapped.
I had scratching on my left arm and then scratching on my right arm, and it actually was probably 20 minutes ago, and it still burns. It was almost like an ice cube going down it, but you know how ice can burn you?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
And they gained notoriety when men started disappearing. Rumors about their methods have grown with time, tossing in details like trapdoors and elaborate murders. But the most likely truth is that she would poison male guests. Her husband would return later in the night to finish them off, and they'd keep whatever cash or goods the guest had. She and her subband were hanged, though reports were that she jumped from the gallows in a technical suicide rather than let the executioner kill her. Number 4. Aileen Wuornos. It would be impossible to talk about female serial killers without discussing Aileen Wuornos, pictured above, a Florida-based killer and prostitute who murdered 7 Johns in 1989 to 1990 and whose actions were later chronicled in documentaries and feature films. She had a phenomenally rotten childhood. She was allegedly beaten and raped, and she conceived at 13 after a stranger assaulted her, and she subsequently gave birth and had the baby placed up for adoption. She started turning tricks at 15 when she was kicked out of her house. Her tragic life pretty much spiraled after that. After small crimes and arrests, she kept working the roads as a prostitute, killing her first John, 51-year-old Richard Mallory, in November 1989 in what she would later claim was self-defense. She killed several more men, and she was eventually caught after getting in a minor accident while driving one of her victims' cars. She was executed in October 2002. Aileen Wuornos, victims list, numbered 1. Richard Charles Mallory, age 51. Occupation, electronics store owner, date of murder, November 30th, 1989. Location, Clearwater, Florida. First confirmed victim. Wuornos claimed he attempted to rape her. 2. David Andrew Spears, age 43. Occupation, construction worker, date of murder, May 19th, 1990. Location, Citrus County, Florida. Body found nude along Highway 19. 3. Charles Richard Dick Carskadden, age 40. Occupation, part-time rodeo worker. Date of murder, May 31st, 1990. Location, Pasco County, Florida. Found shot multiple times. Body wrapped in an electric blanket. 4. Troy Eugene Burris, age 50. Occupation, delivery truck driver, sausages. Date of murder, July 30th, 1990. Location, Marion County, Florida. Reported missing. Body found weeks later in a wooded area. 5. Charles Edmund Griffith, age 56. Occupation, retired U.S. Air Force Major. Police Chief. Date of murder, September 11, 1990. Location, Marion County, Florida. Found fully clothed, shot multiple times. 6. Walter Gino Antonio. Age, 62. Occupation, truck driver, police reservist. Date of murder, November 19, 1990. 7. Peter Abraham Seams, suspected but body never found. Age, 65. Occupation, retired merchant seaman. Date of disappearance, June 1990. Heading to Arkansas from Jupiter, Florida. His car was found crashed. Wuornos and her girlfriend were seen abandoning it. Wuornos later admitted to killing him, but the body was never recovered. Aileen Wuornos was convicted of 6 murders, excluding Seams due to lack of a body. Executed by lethal injection on October 9, 2002, at Florida State Prison. Number 3. Belle Gunness. Belle Gunness was a strong and brutal woman who tallied more than 40 victims in her day. Born in Norway in 1859, she emigrated to the U.S. and married and settled in Chicago. Her husband and some of her children died under sad and mysterious circumstances, and when she began dating again, her suitors, wealthy men drawn in by her charms, started disappearing. She had a hired hand named Ray Lamphere who did some dirty work for her, though she eventually turned him out and even managed to turn authorities onto him as a possible threat. Despite her habit of killing men, she managed to have the final laugh. In April 1908, her home went up in flames, and investigators found the bodies of her children next to a headless corpse under the wreckage. However, the dimensions of the headless body didn't match Gunness's actual figure, and she was declared missing. Authorities started digging up her land and turning up plenty of corpses. Black Widow of LaPorte. Estimated total victims, 14 to 40 plus, confirmed 14, victims from her immediate family.
Meet Belle Gunness, the woman who turned a quiet Indiana farm into a graveyard. In the early 1900s, Belle lured wealthy men to her farm with promises of love and marriage, but they never made it out alive. After her home mysteriously burned down in 1908, authorities uncovered dozens of bodies buried on her property, including her children, her suitors, and even a few unlucky farmhands. The twist: the body found in the fire, supposedly hers, it was missing a head. Belle Gunness vanished. Some say she faked her own death and escaped. Others believe she kept killing elsewhere. What do you think? Did Belle get away with murder? Let me know in the comments.
Did you know Jane Tuppen, aka the Angel of Death, was held here? Jane, otherwise known as Jolly Jane, was a nurse who experimented on patients before escalating to full-scale unaliving by poisoning. Jane admitted to laying in bed with and holding victims as they took their final breath. She was found not guilty by reason of insanity and spent the rest of her days here. She admitted to unaliving 31 people, 12 of which were confirmed.